All right, welcome in, folks. We've got ourselves a whole bunch of craziness, a couple of stage 2, a bunch of stage 5, and we should have time to get onto a bunch of stage 6 as well. I'm excited for that. Yeah, so sit down, buckle up, keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times, and we'll get right into some 21 Duels. Let me go over the rules for you all. We're going to be starting with Horace versus the Kid in Stage 2, and the special rules for Stage 2 are the deck size is 9, and toads are banned, so it's just pretty standard play, just with larger decks and no toads. So there are quite a few implications of that, but nothing too insane to start us off here, and then we'll go into Stage 5, which is a whole different kettle of fish. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, we got the Kid, the boss. Boss number 2, Stage 2, in the yellow, in the top left. And we've got Horace the Holy in the red, Challenger, in the bottom right. We've got similar enough decks here, so let me just kind of zoom out and show everybody that while I edit the scoreboard. Kid. Horace. Let's see if there's room for this. Hey, alright. Hey, thank you for following, Ben Dove. Oh yeah, Leon. Yeah, my usual stream time on Sundays is my 3 in the afternoon. This time is usually when I do streams on Sundays. I just had a couple of off weeks, a couple of weird weeks where I had to be at work or something, so yes. I'm gonna continue to do my best to stream around this time as things move forward. Let me get the colors right on these. And the other thing is, I'm gonna say the Kid has 2 lives, even though he's a boss. Actually, no, sorry, he has 1 life. As soon as Horace can win a game, he moves on. Looking at the standings, Horace has 4 lives at the beginning of this, so there we go. All right, I'm ready to get back into it. So we've got Squizzard on both sides, starting with lizards. Horace is getting a little bit of squirrel here. Horace also has moles and pigeons, both kind of special use units here. They both got ferrets, which are kind of nice to have. The Kid doesn't have hardly any tier 2. He's going Squizzard, he's got some snakes, he's got some balloons and turrets, but otherwise he's going for that triple tier 3. And this is quite the deck to be able to get the tier 3 up, so. The Kid has also played this custom rule set quite a bit, so I think he's probably got a pretty clear plan. Horace the Holy got going for the Badger Pigeon Wolf. Basically Badger with all the support it needs. He also has basically no tier 2. Horace the Apostate indeed, yeah. Okay, we got some Squizzard coming in here. There's just a little bit too much from the Kid right now. Horace didn't have enough to defend, and the defending power of Squizzard is better when you're behind your mill or behind the Warrens, so I think that was kind of a mistake for him actually to attack out into that. Better to make them attack you when you're kind of hiding by your mill or Warrens. So the Kid's getting a lot of damage, picking off a couple Warrens here or there, continuing to pick off the reinforcements. Doesn't look like he's overextended just yet. Keeping Commander alive is kind of critical though. Yeah, there's no Warrens left for Horace, so this is going to be a pretty quick slam down on Horace the Apostate. Trying to use moles for a quick base trade here. Actually, I like this idea. We've got 1 pig that's shooting at these mole warrens, but if the moles can somehow kill the mill... Alright, good call from the Kid there, recognizing the danger of the base trade. Hey, the pickpocket, aka the gentleman pickpocket. Welcome in. So the Kid is knocking a life off of Horace the Holy here. Right away. Some early Squizzard stuff went very much in the favor of the Kid. He's no kid, indeed. Yeah, the kid is a solid intermediate player right now, and he knows what he's doing with these with this deck here. He's got the triple tier 3. He's got the Squizzard. He's got the buildings. He's got like the ferret poke idea with the ferret and the. Well, think of it this way: it's the ferret poke deck, the Squizzard, ferret, snake, balloon, turret, but also the triple tier 3 deck at the same time. You know, so he's got a couple of really powerful alternatives. Horus is going with similar deck as last time, except instead of moles, he's bringing more buildings, more structure power. The kid is going to go ahead and 4-farm double. Look at that. Look at that. And Horus is trying to defend with barbed wire. I guess on this map, there's only one choke. It's not super tiny, but this should be able to deny any lizard harass get in here. We might have a little bit. Oh, just a little, just a little. No, okay, so the lizards are denied. Very nice. Good call on Horus. The timing of that wire was almost too late, but it ended up being just fine. And he is able to get his 8th farm up, and now some squirrels. Whereas the kid, it's a little bit further behind. So, okay, the barbed wire defense to 4-farm doubling seems decent so far. He might be able to bust in here at a weak point, which is why Horus had to grab a squirrel or two as well. Map dependent, of course. You know, this map gave Horus a good defensible location. But because of the map advantage that he was able to leverage, he's pretty safe. It's possible the kid could bust in here and get a pig. Yeah, I guess not with 3 squirrels behind, though, so Horus just has plenty of food. Ooh, okay, so he's just going to transition that into a badger timing right now. I like it. It's gutsy. He's ahead. He could play any way he wants, but he doesn't have any tier 2, so the tier 3 timing here makes a lot of sense. He's showing another tier 1 Warren, trying to deny scouting. The kid does have 8 farms now. Still has 6 lizards. 6 lizards aren't going to do much here. I like this play from Horus. It's pretty strong. And he's going to very successfully get this badger paid for. The kid trying to bust out some ferrets. Maybe a bit of a contain here. Although, considering it's a badger he's going up against... Ooh, he does not get the scout off on the top of that hill here. Although he's got to suspect something. That mill actually might help Horus. You know, forward mills help rev up badgers. It's the only time when forward mills are not good at all. So he's setting up for the ferret poke, though. Couple of turrets. Horus is out scouting, otherwise he may have been able to deny some of those turrets getting up. More turrets, and then the ferrets are going to start coming in here, and ooh, a lizard picked off. Ferrets are going to start coming in here and poking in. Of course, ferrets can't kill barbed wire straight up. We've got pigeons now as well. Yeah, I'd imagine the badger should be ready to go. There's only 6 lizards and 2 turrets here, and plenty of pigeons, so Horus should have a nice timing. Yep, okay. Getting revved up. Plenty of pigeon tags on that badger. Just going to gun down everything here, getting fully revved up. Any reinforcements are going to get gunned down right away. Look at that. Slow motion for a second. Crushed. Yeah, the kid's in trouble. I don't think he saw the badger coming. And he didn't have the right counter to it either. If the kid had gotten snakes instead, but... Alright, folks. Horus is moving on to stage 3. And we don't have the replay for that. But the kid did successfully take 1 life off, so I'd say that's a successful stage 2 right there for the kid. Nicely done. Yep, unfortunately, whoops. No, don't rewatch. Unfortunately, the messed up response from the... I think he assumed something was coming, and he was trying to contain. It just didn't work out, so... Alright, we've got... Coming up next here, let me... Child. The child. Not to be confused with the kid. There might be a connection between their names, though. Does anybody know the history of the kid and the child? Don't bring a ferret to a badger fight. Absolutely, Lucifer. Welcome in, everybody, by the way. All of you guys filtering in here. All 12 of you so far, it looks like. Alrighty, so we're gonna have the child with 1 life left against Big Pimpintosh, stage 5. And let me look at the rules for stage 5. They are map size large, deck size random between 1 and 9, and mirror random deck. So we've got large maps and like as random as you can go. Just random decks with random sizes. Sounds insane. The kid and the child is just a massive coincidence. Good call. Good call. Thank you for that. I wasn't sure. I wondered if it was a kind of, you know, the child junior or the kid junior or something kind of connection, but apparently not. Alrighty, so like I said, the child has 1 life and got up to stage 5 against Big Pimpintosh, aka Witty Pun in the chat here. Yeah, me too. Everyone is going to be different size and different units. The only thing is it is mirror, so you know what your opponent has, and it's a large map. And I think I'm ready to go here. I just got to change my scoreboard. Yeah, right. Okay, the child has 1 life. Pimpintosh also only has to get taken out once here for the child to move on. So, ready to go. Okay, Big Pimpintosh in the yellow in the right, and the child in the blue on the left. Now, take one moment here to look at these decks. First of all, what is that? 8. That's about as big as you can go. 8 size decks, which is kind of interesting. And we rolled random. This is actually a pretty stable random, honestly. This almost looks like something that somebody could have picked. We've got Squirrel Toad. We've got, you know, Ferret Mine. We've got Cams. Not a bad tier 2 choice if that's all you've got. And we've got Boar Wolf. So the tier 3 is a little interesting. But yeah, I would say this is pretty okay. Got a 4-farm double from the child, although it's squirrels, and this map is large. Look at how big this thing is. There's not a lot of obstacles between them, but that's still a long ways to go, just from large map size. So I don't know if the 4-farm double timings actually work as well. Oh, right, interesting. So because of the ferrets and whatever, Tosh kind of has 3 bases, whereas child only has 2. Over here. There's a 3rd one kind of over here, but that's kind of out of the way. There's no lizards, though. No falcons, like you say. Yeah, good call, Witty Pun, Tosh. Having a bigger deck size, you get more of the units you need to function normally. I imagine if it was like deck size 1, 2, 3, even 4, it gets kind of silly. But, you know, everybody has the same thing, right? Both sides know exactly which units the opponent has. They have the same things. So it really comes down to more about how you use it and the map, you know, who has the better map side. Since any map advantages or disadvantages are immediately noticeable by both sides. Interesting defensive mines here. As a mine player, I always like putting a mine, this is a single mine, out in the most obvious path between our bases as a forward scout. And, you know, if it's in between, like right on that red patch there on that hill, you're probably going to get value off of it eventually besides the scouting. The smaller decks are quite interesting indeed, yeah. 7 slots, you're getting pretty close to normal. So it's like, you know, what if you can just take all of your normal deck ideas and just add an extra unit. So I feel like that would be pretty unremarkable. Oh, are you saying which is better, 6 or 7? I kind of like 6 better. Honestly, I would say 5. I'd rather have a 5 deck slot than 7. If I were to say change the meta or change the the default game rules, I would sooner have 5 deck slots than 7, because I like the variance of having more limited rules. So I think 6 is definitely good. But for standard play, if you had to change it from 6, I'd go to 5 rather than going up to 7. What do you guys think? I mean, because 6 you can already have most anything. 7 you could definitely have just about anything. Exactly. Not as many sacrifices. It's less of a mind game, you know? It's true, more likely to have a deck disadvantage, but I think that's kind of part of the point. But you know what? I think 6 is a happy medium. It's a good point. It's a good point. Having only 5 units might discourage... What is going on here? Oh, he did scout a cam. Look at that. He did see a cam as well as a couple of mine spots. Pimp sees the mole war in there. He knows what's coming. Both sides have a pretty similar army comp, actually. They both have just pulled out a crap load of moles. They both have Squirrel Toad in reasonable numbers, and they both have 2 cams, so... Pretty good Toad connections for Pimp there, actually. Just not quite good enough. The mines are not helping out as much as he needed, so... Child still has a cam and greater squirrel numbers in this fight. Okay, so Pimp holds, though, and he's got much more economic power behind, so I think Tosh is ahead here. Hey, Tatanka. What does that mean? I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I know the vowels are a little different than what I'd expect. But I'm pretty sure that first word is hello. Okay, Toads on Toads. Child has a couple extra squirrels there, but he walks into a mine and there's a cam for Tosh, so pretty even fights so far. And again, the even fights are going to favor Tosh because he's got this extra mill over here with the ninja. He's got those that he got down first, so Tosh is doing pretty well right now. My boy, nice. I like the child going with fewer toads, though, actually. I feel like in small toad numbers, the one with fewer toads actually does better, because if 3 toads are A6, you know, that's value. The mines, though, if Tosh can get some... Ooh, nice flank there. Okay, Tosh. He gets a mine hit. He gets plenty of good value from his toads. He has a flank from his cams. Good hold there. Yeah, exactly. My goose. I was just thinking that any connection to German that I know a little bit of here. What? Okay, so the child is putting down a lot of mines. Wow. And Pimp is going to see that there are a lot of mines there indeed. So that amount of mines, like that's a lot of money to put into mines, is more effective if it catches you by surprise, right? Hey, Fleur, welcome in. Yeah, the cams are not just, you know, a standard tank. They actually have a lot of damage too, right? So, you know, the cams don't just die and let you have more squirrels left over. They can outright just win you the fight if you're already ahead. The moles all yelling it in unison. So he knows that there are mines here. I think he's going to try to soak mines with his squirrel toad to keep his cams alive. Get the moles in there. The moles might actually tip the balance here. They're reinforcing moles, basically. And nicely done, Tosh. So the child has been knocked out. Let's look at the child's run here on the website. The child had a score of 50. Obviously, he did get all the way up to stage 5, so nicely done there. And Tosh knocks him out. Nicely done. Good games on both sides. There. Okay, next we've got Kerpa. Kerpa versus... Wait a second. I'm surprised Control Z worked on that. Kerpa's been tearing through the ranks here. I think he's on 3 lives at the moment, because I think he just lost 1 against Epic. Kerpa. Oh, he's got 2 lives. Okay. I got a lot of tabs. Okay, Kerpa has 2 lives here, and he's going against Big Pimpin' Tosh. Hit the refresh button between games. Oh, okay. Ah, very good, very good. I will hit the refresh button between games here. Okay, so... yeah, the child score 50. Nice. And Kerpa score 60, lives 2. And he's going up against Tosh here as well, so ready for it. Oh yeah, this website is amazing. Nice job on the design of the website is beautiful. It's pretty intuitive as well, which is, you know, a lot of websites are not so intuitive, so this one's nicely done. Okay, we've got a 9 unit deck here, and as some people have mentioned, the more units in the deck, the more likely you'll have a decent deck. So we've got a hero deck right here, 4 different tier 3s, 5 if you count the artillery. But getting up to it, we've got Squirrel, Toad, Cam, and nicely the Badgers have their pigeons. So Squirrel, Toad, Cam is fine. So this is really interesting. It's not going to be that crazy. It's both sides know they've got Squirrel, Toad, Cam. Both sides know that it's going to be trying to get up that tier 3, probably. You've got all these options, right? I'm not sure if Zootopia has played yet. Oh, there we go. Yep, he's in the chat here. Yeah, it'll be hard to get the tier 3 up, especially since both sides know the other one has the tier 3. So I could see this game going one of 2 ways. Either we get massive tier 3 timing where somebody dies, or the game just never goes that high, and we're just seeing game like last game where it's just Squirrel, Toad, Cam. I could just see Squirrel, Toad, Cam the whole time. There's no mines this time around. You think Wolf Badger? I'd think Wolf anything. Wolf, well, maybe not Wolf Boar, but you know, Boar would be alright. Wolf Badger, Wolf Owl would be alright. I think it's just going to be Squirrel, Toad, Cam, honestly. Yeah, Darius Hart, I think Hero is just, somebody decided, I don't know where, somebody decided that the tier 3 units were going to be called Heroes. It might be in the game, actually, I don't remember. Yeah, there's a lot of, there's this middle ground here that can't really be gone through. It's kind of a wall. We've got a lot of bases, so I could see both sides just agreeing, like gentleman's agreement, to go. Artie, defense, econ. Yeah, okay, so if the Artie goes up, I think Kerpa may shut it down, though. Sell it, sell it. Okay, I was gonna say, whew, get some value back for it. Kerpa is not gonna let it go that way. Tosh has more squirrels coming, but for now, Kerpa had enough. And he's gonna have a cam over here soon. Yeah, that far forward with the Artie was kind of just in the middle of the open. I would have maybe gone behind these bushes here, or something like that. But, yeah, tried it, didn't work out. It's all right. Tosh is definitely trying to farm up, though. And looks like Kerpa's going for a little bit more aggression. Yeah, there's not really, I'm trying to look at the minimap here, there's not really a back door. This whole map is going down to this choke here. And if this is the choke, then technically Kerpa has 5 mills and Tosh has 4. But these two are so close together, I feel like Kerpa actually has a pretty big map advantage. Okay, good Toad connection so far. Kerpa doing a lot of damage here. Kerpa still has a cam alive, and Tosh lost his, so this is really nice from Kerpa. He's shutting down the econ here that Tosh was going for. Just pouncing right when the time is right, getting some good micro. I would not feel bad as Tosh for losing this, if this is where it's going to go. Ooh, he spots the cam in time to shut it down before it gets any kills. Alright, yeah, Kerpa just shutting down the Artie, going for the aggression, really nice micro, really nice timing, knowing exactly when to hit. Well played on both sides there. So, Kerpa moves on to round 6. Still 2 lives. Only Epicosity managed to dodge the Kerpa spell. Yeah, Kerpa's doing really well this tournament for sure. No, I wouldn't feel too bad about losing that, Tosh. I think you were playing just fine. I think he just had some really nice moments there for sure. Oh, you wanted to get that multi-tier 3 out. Yeah. I mean, like some of the guys in the chat were saying, there wasn't really an opportunity. You didn't have defenses that could really help you get the tier 3 up. If the Artie had gone up, I think you would have done it, but he recognized that because obviously you knew what your deck was, and he shut it down. Oh, fair enough. Missing up the opening. Sure. Yeah, I think if the Artie had gone up, it would have been a different game. But alrighty, guys. Kalaru is next. Kalaru. And let me check the lives on this fellow. Kalaru has 4 lives. Wow, okay. Right, yeah. Getting the Artie defended didn't work out. Kalaru has not died yet. 4 lives, score 100. So talk about a Kerpa spell. I don't know. Seems like a Kalaru or Tatanka spell. No offense to Kerpa, but Epic did knock him down a peg or 2. Okay, let's go into it. Hey, all right. This is what we were looking for. Oh, I'm excited. 3 units. And what units indeed? Oh, man. Okay, let's just take a look here. Pimpintosh in the top left and Kalaru in the far bottom. Now look at this deck. It's Falcon and Fox, and you guys all know how well Foxes can crush Falcons, because Foxes one-shot Falcons. Wow. So early game you have absolutely nothing. Pigeons, I guess, could help a Falcon. In a Falcon v Falcon, Pigeons could help. Or you could use Pigeons to get high ground vision for a Fox, since there's some low ground, high ground here. You could also use Pigeons to try to get the Fox to shoot the Pigeons, not the Falcons. But otherwise, you're basically looking at giant Falcon balls until somebody gets a Fox. And I don't know, is it viable to have multiple Foxes here? 4 farm Falcon. Yeah, this deck is insane. This is hilarious. You'd think that it would just never get to Fox, but Foxes are so good against Falcons that Fox might be the only, like, good unit here. Ooh, 6 farm? 6 farm? Whoa! Nice. And Tosh is like, what do I do? Okay, 7 farm Fox. You know what? I like that. I like that. And what's funny is, by the time the Fox needs to be paid for and comes out, Tosh is going to be fine, right? Because Kalaru's Fox is going to be a couple seconds faster, but Tosh has more economy. So both sides recognized how bad Falcons are at killing Foxes because they're slow and they die to one shot. So both sides are just rushing up to Fox. That's hilarious. Don't even bother with the Falcons. We're going to have Foxes killing pigs. Foxes trying to kill each other, maybe. Whichever Fox gets the first shot out. We might get some Pigeon. Honestly, I'd like to see Pigeons with the Foxes because you can heal another Fox, heal your Fox, or draw fire. Because if you've got 2 Foxes shooting at each other, and a Pigeon takes a hit, that means that the Pigeon's buddy Fox is going to win the firefight all of a sudden. So, hey, Black Vulture Aerospace, welcome in. Hello. Yeah, I think this, on a Fox v Fox, the side with the Pigeons is actually going to do amazingly well. Yeah, degenerate indeed. So, Kalaru getting a Ninja over here, Tosh on the other side, just going for the normal base and getting some Pigeons. I like the Pigeons, although the timing on them is not that important. So Tosh getting a second Fox down. Okay. You know what? You could see Falcons as the only unit that can actually kill mills, but you don't have to kill a mill to get your opponent. Ooh, Commander down. Commander down is kind of key here. Uh-oh. 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 Okay, there's a delay on the Fox shots, so... Wow. Yeah, the ninja here for that is insane. So anyway, foxes cannot kill mills, right? But they can kill all the pigs and you can starve your opponent. So you don't actually have to ever go falcons to technically finish the game. You can just kill everything that moves and wait for them to starve. So, yeah, the fact that foxes can simultaneously kill each other, also that pigeons hide behind the army, so the pigeons there for Tosh didn't actually help keep his foxes alive. Kind of a big deal. I don't even know what to say. The vision... Yeah. I don't know. I feel like falcons are just begging to be picked up for free. Unless you're trying to kill mills with them, honestly. I guess if you have enough falcons, they can gun down foxes, and foxes would have to run away, but I don't know. Oh, right, because foxes almost one-shoot foxes, so a fox plus a falcon could gun down a fox, even if the falcon dies almost instantly. Yeah, that's a good point. I think shooting the commander is also going to be kind of a scary thing. It's like going against an army of balloons, right? Oh, I'm all about the pigeons, though. Pigeon's not going to save a fox's life by healing, but if a pigeon is a cheap unit to draw fire... I guess I don't know about this many pigeons. I was thinking just like 6 would be plenty, but I think they're just counting on the RNG to get the pigeons to be shot down instead of the foxes. Exactly, pigeons are the tanks here. But I don't know if 9 or 12 pigeons is really that much worth it. Just put the 6 of them in front. Yeah. Jet and I are on the same page here. You don't really need more than 3 or 6. We'll see, though. We got 3 foxes against 2. Trying to keep behind the pigeons. One pigeon goes down to 2 shots. Let's see. This is chaotic. Ooh. Tosh somehow getting a fox kill and almost another one here. Trying to heal up that fox to get a shot back. You know what? The mass pigeon might actually be working out here, because a lot of these foxes are getting healed up before these fox can get a second shot in. Alright, that fox goes down. Tosh is just going to mow down everything. Pig that goes down. Anything that pops out of Orin goes down. Kalaru can't die, though. You have to starve out your opponent, because he can't die. You can't kill the mills. I think Tosh would be good to get a falcon here. Like, a set of falcons just to gun down mills. Because right now, Kalaru is going to buy back his foxes on this side. Yeah, now's the time to add falcons for sure. Because if Tosh could just kill these mills... Interesting, the fox can't kill the pigs until they've popped. That's interesting. Kalaru is using that to try to keep him from checking over here. He's got to know that something's up, though, because Kalaru is not starving. Kalaru is trying to buy time. He's got enough money for all these foxes, and he's got 1 fox here. Okay, he does not have enough money for all these foxes. Okay, yeah, okay, just barely. Just barely does. What is he doing over here? Right, enough pigeons takes 3 seconds. I don't know how long between fox shots. I really want Pimpintosh to grab falcons. Just 2 falcons to gun down these mills. Okay, shooting down pigs. This game is ridiculous. Okay, see, that fox was healed up in time to not die to the second fox shot. That was crazy. So the mass pigeon actually was a big difference here. Ooh, a fox popped out and actually killed one of Yellow's foxes. This is like spawn camping in Call of Duty or something. Everyone has sniper rifles and they're quick scoping each other as they spawn. All right. Kalaru knocked down with the crazy fox play. Yeah, absolutely. The pigeon play worked there. I think a little bit of falcons could have shut the game down sooner, but didn't need it. Spawn camping, yeah. Exactly. All right, well, we got game 2. Let's see if Kalaru can get a better deck this time, right? Yeah, I might highlight just that game. Throw it on highlights because that was pretty crazy. Oh no! Oh man! 6 deck, 6. Yeah, I feel like if the die rolls 6, you ought to reroll. Yeah, Kalaru indeed. You killed the commander and the first fuck still went down. It was a trade, but yeah, that was kind of crazy. That first moment was ridiculous. This deck is so close to standard. If the artillery was something else, like squirrel, pigeon, falcon, snake. I guess the falcons don't really have a good tank, but it's like this is a deck you would never play with intentionally, but it looks almost identical to one. You know what I mean? You've got squirrel and another tier 1. You've got falcon and another tier 2. You've got owl and a building. This is like the deck that feels meta without actually being meta. Yeah, skunk instead of arty, or even like, yeah. Exactly. Thank you, Black Vulture. I was trying to describe it. If an AI decided to do meta, right? Computer learning. You try to feed it a bunch of meta decks, and it comes up with this, which is like, all of us know it's somehow a tiny bit off, but it just feels so close. Yeah, I don't think Artie is the building to shut down owls. And you don't have toads or anything that can keep the game in low tech. You don't have skunks to control mass squirrel, so if somebody can get past the mass squirrel, then owls it is. Problem is, mass squirrel beats falcons and snakes until falcons have good tank, which there's no tank for the falcons, so I feel like the falcons and the snakes are just the wrong tier 2 at this moment, and we might just see mass squirrel. But if you could somehow use the artillery to get the owls out, you know, to hold against mass squirrel, get the artillery out, and then swap it over for owls, that would be a way. This deck it doesn't have quite the right means of getting you into the late game. That's what I mean when I say it feels meta, but somehow doesn't quite work. Yeah, the falcons are they have a lot of DPS, but they don't have a lot of health, and they need a tank, right? They're just like expensive squirrels that hurt more when you lose them. And in very low numbers, I feel like snakes can handle falcons just fine. I like the snake. I mean, snake is not gonna help you go against mass squirrel. Again, mass squirrel can just run down snakes, but snakes have better harassment potential than falcons. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's not much better. Again, mass squirrel would beat anything right now. The only thing in this deck that mass squirrel cannot beat is owls. And maybe artillery. I'd kind of like to see Kalaru maybe, if he wants to make the falcons work, get a couple of pigeons or something. Falcon pigeon. Or use the pigeons to heal the squirrels so they can be kind of tanky. I don't know. It's a guess. Yeah, and if you want the flying for vision, just use pigeons, you know? If you want to scout high ground with flying units, pigeons are just cheaper and more what the heck? What is that? What's Kalaru doing? Did you just give Tosh 60 food? Or is he trying to... I think he might have mistimed it. He might have been trying to keep the snakes away from this front point or something. But... Alright, here we go. Falcons, one goes down. The other thing about Falcons early game, it's a little bit RNG dependent. Like, if they're not microing and targeting or anything, like... Kalaru's Falcons didn't get targeted right away, so they did some damage, but it still wasn't enough. Like, Tosh just puts the arty down a little bit further. He's got more squirrels. Or he had more squirrels. Okay, here we go. Falcon's not getting shot down right away again. Okay, so the Falcons are actually getting some value because they haven't been shot, right? It's like, they can be good if they don't ever get shot at. Yeah, I don't mind you trying to make the arty work. If the arty had worked and get it, you know, the owls would have been unstoppable in this game. He just shut it down because Falcons are not. The mass squirrel is where it's at, you know? I think the 17, 18 squirrels from Calero is more important than the 4 Falcons. It's a good timing as well, yeah. Yeah, if the Artie had gone up and the Owl had come out, the Owl would have dominated the game, for sure. Yeah, good micro on the Falcons. Yep, he made a unit that's not supposed to work. And Tosh is just looking around at what his opponent has and goes, nope. It wasn't. Well, I mean, at the beginning, when the armies first collided, the Falcons weren't shot at. I'd say that's a little bit of RNG. But after that beginning point, when he microed the Falcons back, that was really smart. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Well, whatever the reason, nicely done there for Calero. Nicely done. So, Tosh's still doing his job, though. I'd say if every boss took a life off of somebody, you know, that's their job, right? If you can 1-1 somebody as a boss, I think you should feel pretty good. All right, Lilith. Lilith has 3 lives. Oops. There we go. Stage 5. All right, let's see what shenanigans we've got here. Oh, yeah, sorry, Ben. Twitch makes the ads, like, super high quality and then drops it for everyone else. Yeah, pigeons don't really do much good against... Pigeons don't do that well against high DPS, right? Alright, here we go. Let's see what these decks are. Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, I am so excited. This is even... maybe even better than the Fox one. This is insane, guys. Why pigeons? Pigeons will do nothing except, I guess, technically tank. The pigeons could tank turret shots. So if you get the pigeons in there first, tank some turret shots so the toads can get in. Or they can heal pigs. I guess you can heal toads too with them, but what? Wow. Oh, you're saying this is going to be a long one? It could be. It could be a very long one or it could be a very short one. Interesting. I would, if I, I would not want to be playing this deck here. 85% of the Fox. I mean, the Fox one is pretty entertaining. And you know what? The MG Rush here, Lilith doesn't have any, like, counter to this, right? You gotta put toads down. Or your own, turrets, but... Turrets will shoot turrets happily enough. The problem is Tosh doesn't have, like, ferrets or anything to back this up. I guess you can just contain forever, right? And use... Tosh can use his own toads to block Lilith's toads. Yes, grab all of the mills so that it takes 12 toads of your opponent to kill one. And 12 toads cost more than a mill, right? You don't have to put farms on them. Thanks for the follow, Black Vulture Aerospace. Okay, that's technically even value. 3 toads and a turret cost the same, right? I don't think Tosh has any like... Like, Lilith should be able to clear these turrets and we're back to square one. And Toad versus Toad fights are absolutely ridiculous. Ooh, ooh, 2 versus 2. 2 Toads died on both sides. Yeah, so I don't think this is actually doing anything, right? Okay, he's trying to let 1 Toad explode on that thing. This is all about, like, getting value for micro decisions, right? That's value. 2 Toads clearing 1 turret is value. That's what we're looking for. I don't know, I kind of like the idea of just buying all the mills on the map, because 12 Toads to kill a mill is 240 food to kill a 60 food mill. Take mill tanking to the next level. Like, Tosh can't die. without Lilith putting all of the money into killing each mill. Right? Of course, Lilith wouldn't die either. I don't know. This is kind of crazy. Oh, good call, Tatanka, because toads don't do enough damage to kill another toad straight up, so just be the one walking and let the other one explode and then get away. Interesting. Yeah, MG's clumps die too quickly. MG's spread die too quickly. I feel like you just gotta trust in the toads. I mean, an MG could tank for a mill, so if somebody came waltzing along with exactly 9 toads and there was an MG, you know, that might save the mill. I love this one farm over here. Because if Lilith takes the 12 toads to kill this mill, it's now 120 food for 240. You know, it's still worth it. I don't get the turret here. I guess, you know what? That turret could kill toad reinforcements for Lilith, which, what happened? I missed something and I saw 0 toads. I think we just had a giant toad explosion over there. Yeah, see, that turret is good. It just killed 2 toads for free, because it's killing reinforcements. That's a brilliant turret. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that turret was worth it, because it killed 4 toads for one of itself, so... yeah. Alright, so Tosh, building the turret there, that's the kind of turret stuff we need to see. Otherwise, just buying, like, that mill, having vision, getting, like you said, the sparse farms one at a time. Like, you don't want to fully saturate a mill, because then the whole, like, 12 toad suicide actually becomes very much worth it. Like, if Tosh used 12 toads to kill this mill, or 15 if that's what it took, that would be worth it after a couple more farms. Although the turrets being spaced out this far for a contain might work out, because it's making it harder to scout. Hero turret indeed. That one right there is brilliant. Oh, here we go. 15 toads going for the mill kill. Of course, that mill doesn't matter anymore because it's about to fallow out. That one's honestly a waste, because you kill a mill that's about to become worthless anyway. And that's a wash. Good point. Good call on Pimpintosh to buy the mill again. Really, really good call, because they'd have to spend so many toads to kill it again here, right? That's the mill you want to kill, is Lilith. Yeah, and oh. Okay, kill that one, right? You don't have enough toads to do it. You will in a second, okay. That one's an important kill because it had some fresh farms on it, and it had that territory advantage there with the turret, so that's a much better call for Lilith. And this is a good call for Tosh, but the turrets and the reinforcing toads from Lilith do defend it pretty well. Okay, 2 toads kill a turret. Tosh doesn't need to be worried about this mill yet, because Lilith doesn't have critical mass of toads. And as long as Tosh keeps threatening the counter take here on this one, it's pretty even. I'm just worried for Tosh because he only has exactly 12 toads. And 12 toads minus 1 being shot by a turret. Well, this might work, Get him on there. Get him on there. Oh, no. Cleaned out. Yikes. And Lilith doesn't have to be too worried here. Lilith has more toads and can pop on this mill in a second, so Tosh has to be ready to defend. Yeah, Lilith's playing this really smart. So that mill ended up tanking a lot of toads but not dying, so it's actually value for Lilith, who now has the critical mass to kill this mill. This isn't quite ending up being the 20-minute game I think we might have expected, the way it's going. Is Lilith just saying I have more food? Because she doesn't. The toad trade would be advantageous here for Tosh. Although, like one of you guys said in the chat there, Lilith was running while that toad went off, so that was just a toad loss for Tosh, so that's good, Micro. I want to see one of them just buying mills around the map, honestly. They've got a little bit of extra money. Maybe. This is very intimidating. Lilith has enough toads to clear that turret and then that mill. And that would basically be game over for Tosh because that's where all the food is coming from. And toads are expensive. Just keep dying. Trying to... Only two. There we go. Okay, interesting micro there. 2 toads for the turret. Yeah, you don't want to attack into other toads necessarily unless you're going to kind of do the move thing where your toads are moving and the other one explodes and doesn't get enough value or something. Ooh, tried to shut it down before the health got too high. Nice. Is 15 toads the magic number? I mean, at this point, I don't know if Tosh wants to actually kill this mill now. It is a central position, but it's losing its value. This is... I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's hard to catch up indeed. Tosh currently has more toads, and Lilith bought some extra farms and had some extra turrets. I think this central position is honestly gonna... If Lilith wins, it's because of the central position. It's not about the turret necessarily, or the mill taking damage and then healing back up. I think it has more to do with just positioning. Because Tosh can't get anywhere. Ooh, he lost 6 toads to kill a single turret. Of course, he did pull Lilith back from killing that, so it buys him a bit of time. Oh, he's calling in the toads. Oh, this is unfortunate. This is not what he needed. All those toads just killed things that did not give them their value. Sorry, Touch. I think that was the biggest mistake of the game right now. Ooh, okay, nice save. Nice save. Yeah, clicking the toads in from here and letting them pick their own targets was definitely, I think, a bit of a mistake, but we'll see how it works out, because Lilith also lost a lot of value as a response. The counterattack did not really go as planned. Yeah, Tosh has almost got enough toads to kill this. He's focusing on killing the turrets first. Lilith has a lot more money to get enough toads up again, though. And that turret, you know, having more farms means you can afford to lose a turret as long as your mill stays alive. Yeah, you might be right, Calero. I don't know, this is weird. Interesting. Killing the... Why kill the farms and then the mill? Why not just kill the mill, right? Oh, Tosh, letting his toads spread out and just kill a mill or two. Tosh is in trouble. Because Lilith has more toads, more farms, more mills, more central control. Did both toads just explode? Does the toad explode not actually do the damage right away or something? There's a weird delay to it. Oh yeah, I absolutely believe it's really hard micro. Yeah, no, there's nothing easy about this at all. I do not envy either of these players. That's a lot of toads. I don't know if going after the opponent's toads makes a lot of sense, but I guess if you have the food to replace the toads, then you may as well, right? You can take the inefficient trade if you've got 11 farms against 2, Whereas Tosh could get a giant efficient toad trade and still have not enough money to buy back his toads, right? No, I think Horus does stuff like this in regular games from time to time. I've seen it once or twice anyway. Yeah, okay, so with the farm levels right now, any trade, any toad trade, no matter how bad number-wise, is good for Lilith. Because she has all the food to replace, whereas Tosh does not. And Tosh doesn't even have enough money to buy another mill, so Lilith should be able to clear the toads here. Almost, almost. Situational is right. Targeting down the mill. All right. And Lilith moves on. That was a really interesting deck to roll here. Wow. All right. So we got Tatanka, the last one for Tosh to go up against here. Let me check Tatanka's lives. I think he has all 4. Yep, Tatanka has 4 lives. Let's see if Tosh can take one off him. You ready, folks? Let me refresh this browser page. All right. Oh man, another 9 unit comp. But you know what? There's no squirrels or toads. This is just going to be pure lizard with the occasional mole. We also don't have any tier 2 except for skunks, which, considering the army composition, skunk is not really the best tier 2 here. But better than nothing, right? And then we've got a bunch of buildings, and we've got some tier 3. So this is going to be interesting. Boar Fox. Alright, we got some toad shenanigans here. Tatanka might know what's up because he's seeing a missing farm. Let's see him check. Check, check, check. Nope. Okay. Ooh, okay. 2 farms killed. That is value? I think that's enough value to make it worth it. It's hard for me to do the math on toads, but I'm pretty sure that's fine. yeah, Tatanka is newer. So he doesn't have the like ingrained PTSD that everyone from Toad times or from Mole times has, right? Everyone from the days of moles is like, whenever they see that high ground patch, they're always like, moles could go there. I'm gonna check. Oh, okay, you hadn't got it. Yep. No worries. It wasn't like super telling. And you know what? That's only a little bit of value for Tosh. That's not like game over, like game ending, because again, the moles did lose some value. It was still worth it in the end. Ooh, interesting. Denying the... It was still worth it in the end, but it wasn't as brutally, like, crushing as it may have been if the moles were all sold for free. Because he didn't actually lose any moles. If he had gotten the moles and the Warren, like, sold off for free, that'd be basically free value, which just goes to show you how insane moles are. Or were, rather. Except Araloo. Alright, Tosh is going for some aggression here. Moles do take out wire pretty well. Not if you body slam your lizards into them, though. Yep, okay, that did not work. These moles were not worth their value. Because he didn't even get the pig kill. Nice defense there from Tatanka. Tosh was... Did he have this down yet? No, I don't think so. I was going to say, maybe he's trying to hide the boar, but I think he just bought the boar just now. Yeah, mole can kill 2 farms and only be kind of value. It's a little crazy. I would rather see an over nerf than an underreaction, considering how bad I remember that being. Oh, Tosh, you're attacking into wire. I think Tosh is desperate to keep the game going quickly and also hide his boar. But that was definitely a bit of a blunder there, losing a lot of lizards to the wire. Now, having said that, defender's advantage, right? There was a single Warren lost, but now the boar is paid for, so Tosh still has a way out. If that boar comes out, Tatanka will be almost forced to just base trade at this point. I'd like to see Toads maybe slightly unnerfed. I don't want it to go back to the way it was, but, you know, now that it's clear that they've been a little bit over-nerfed, some slight adjustment back would be nice. Like, maybe they still lose food, but it's not as much, or something. I like the concept of the Warrens losing food. I think it's interesting. Oh man, I think if Tatanka had actually targeted down the boar Warren, that would have been really nice. I don't know, it's hard to say. If he had targeted down the boar Warren, it would have been pretty crushing. Having said that, Tatanka has more farms, although they're all about to fallow, so... I mean, killing farms at about the 5-minute mark is not that big of a deal. Let's see what Tosh can do with this. He could just go around the back, right? I mean, this side only has a single turret. What is he doing? Okay, Tosh knew that some kind of lizard shenanigans like this was what was potentially going to happen. Trying to keep the boar alive. The pigeons are healing the boar. Nice. Nice, there we go. That's the move that Tosh needed. And it's going to be game over. He's targeting the Warrens and everything like he should be here. Pig's going down. Even if Tatanka had a ninja just bot or something, it wouldn't matter. Hold up. How is... what? We've got one pigeon. This hero pigeon right here. That hero pigeon. The pigeon being the hero. If that had just been a regular boar, I think Tatanka would be fine. Nicely done. Nobody's getting past Tosh with four lives. That's what I'll say. The secret to being able to beat Tosh is if you've already lost a life, you're fine. But if you're trying to go up against him with 4 lives, you know, forget it. Let me check, make sure I'm not overstating here. Yeah, it looks like nobody has gotten past Tosh with all 4 lives intact. So somebody below Meek is going to take a life. Nice job, bosses. You are doing your job. And doing it well. Let's go to the next game. I want to see like 4 units. Let's see like 4. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Also, no. Why squirrels? What are the odds of that? What are the odds of that? If you're going to have a 1-deck unit, that's... how many units are there in the game? 24? That's 1 in 24? Wow. Of all of the units to have only that unit, it's between squirrels and lizards as like the most viable. Just squirrel. I kind of love this, but I also kind of hate it because you can see mass squirrel in games already. But at least this way you know you have to have a map advantage, good micro, something. This is how TnT is meant to be played. I want to see you win this one, then, Tosh. The purest deck. Is that the purest or the purist? Lovecraftian. I mean, they're just squirrels. Guys, imagine if this was just moles. Imagine if it was, I don't know, or just pigeons. What if you rolled a deck that was only pigeons? Or pigeon barbed wire or something equally useless. Yeah, pigeon barbed wire would also be. I guess you could deny scouting a little bit with the barbed wire there. Maybe if you had only pigeons, would you 4-farm expand? Just get 4 farms and then try to grab as many mills as possible off of it? And then it would just be like 3 hours long of making sure that you don't buy a new farm until your old farm has already gone out? Or do you just assume your opponent knows how to... Do you just assume your opponent already knows how to time the farms and you just resign the minute you see he got more mills? Uh, you played Squirrels 422 games in a row. Do you mean only Squirrels? Or like just playing with Squirrels in your deck? Yeah, Tosh did a little bit of a sneaky sell there, just to maybe a bit of a timing. Both sides have 3 Squirrel Warrens. I like Tosh going for this Ninja here since Squirrels are slow. It's kind of defended by some water and stuff. Yeah, he does seem like a good Ninja. It has not been scouted, and it probably won't be for a while because it's like through a bunch of water. Take forever. I hate running my commander through water. It's like one of the most painful things in this game is running your commander through water. Alright, so Tosh is ahead on economy. This is actually going to be pretty easy to call out who's ahead on army and stuff because there's only one unit to worry about. So Tosh is ahead on econ. He's buying up more Squirrel Warrens, but he's actually behind on Squirrel count at the moment. Not that that really matters, because I think having 3 more Squirrels than your opponent isn't a big deal later on in the game. Ooh, good call by Tatanka. Yep, sniffing it out. Tosh is the best ninja in the game. Also, guys, check this out. There is absolutely no army splitting. You can't leave armies at home or anything. Because you only have 1 unit type, and Tooth and Tail is Tooth and Tail. If you're over here attacking, you know, Tosh knows that Tatanka is killing his ninja, which means Tosh knows that his main base is literally and completely undefended. Okay, cleared that, and is on his way back. Running through the water with these squirrels. Oh! Oh, hold up, guys, hold up. Hold up. I'm literally going to pause the game for a second, guys. I'm sorry, I'm breaking a caster rule right now. Do you realize what Tatanka did? Tatanka is split. Thank you, Witty Pun, he is. He attack moved the ninja with his squirrels and then didn't click again as he got more reinforcements, which meant his reinforcements were sitting here. They were waiting while his initial smaller starting army was over here shooting down the mill. That is absolute brilliance. All right, I'm gonna unpause. Wow, speaking of what I literally just said was impossible, Tatanka, you absolute brilliant man. And now they are even on farms, and Tatanka has twice the squirrel numbers. Not Warren's, mind you, just in the current numbers. So if Tatanka just runs him over right now. Yeah, Tatanka outsmarted the caster, even though the caster has the god vision. And right here, we've got a giant squirrel bloodbath. Look at all the blood splatters on the ground. Tosh may actually hold because of some Warren tanking and some good target firing. Yeah, Tosh is holding. Game's not over yet. Good defense. That was about to be absolutely terrifying. I don't really think Tatanka can afford 50 squirrels at the moment. Not alongside 3 farms. It's a little bit too supply blocked. But you know what? I don't mind, because he has more squirrels than Tosh at the moment. So if he's going to be supply blocked, it'll fix up in a second here. So, yeah, all right. Tosh is going super greedy over here. Tatanka's just a little ahead. Some of that play, though, from Tatanka is putting him ahead. And when there's no diversity in the army, like in the Toad versus Toad, I think it has more to do with just one army type versus one army type. If you're behind, it's really hard to turn it around. Because it's hard to split, even though Tatanka did it. It's going to be really hard for Tosh to come back. Yeah, not moving. In Squirrel and Lizard fights both. When you have mass tier 1, mass Squirrel, mass Lizard, not moving seems to make a lot of sense. I don't mind buying this the second time to help with base trades or something, because Tosh, if he's careful, ought to be able to come back here. If Tatanka lets him take back the game. How often do you see this, guys? Something out of 69 squirrels. Nice. 50 out of 51. Wow. This is insane. There's not going to be enough tiles in the map for all these squirrels soon. Can you imagine seeing this in a normal game, and if you don't have, like, boars or skunks or something? Okay, look at how few squirrels are actually shooting at the moment. Look at how many squirrels are glitching around looking for another squirrel to die so they can take their place. Okay, the Warren now is doing a little bit of tanking. Tatanka is still ahead on squirrel count, and as the squirrel numbers dwindle and all of the squirrels are now able to find tiles, Tatanka just has twice as many. The terrain gave him a nice concave, indeed. And even though Pimp had some Warren tanking, he actually just ended up losing a Warren and losing the squirrel fight anyway, so good on Tatanka. Now, Tosh is somehow ahead on farms. Oh, it's just because of timeouts. Yeah, we're good. They're actually tied on farms. Because the extra 2 from Tosh are about to fallow out, yeah. Oh, no. Nope, they're over here. My bad, yeah. Okay, so Tosh is ahead on farms. Okay, good setup from Tatanka, picking a spot where he knows his squirrels can concave out, and then letting them find spots. This, I don't know. Hard to call this one. Ooh, squirrel numbers are even. Tosh is holding. Tosh is defending. Nice. Okay, so Tosh actually pulls ahead on squirrel count. The Warren tanked a little bit again, and Tatanka's squirrels may have moved around a little bit too much. So Tosh is actually ahead on squirrels and farms and a little bit behind on squirrel Warren count. He did pull this again, and splitting your army like this makes a lot of sense. Sorry, splitting your map like this so that Tatanka would have to do some kind of counterattack strat again. Good call, Witty Pun. Good call on that second fight because Tatanka was a little bit further in. Tosh actually had the flank that time because he had some squirrels here and he had squirrels there doing the flank. So I think that's, yeah, you're right. The concave is making a big difference. Tatanka, do you guys know something that I don't? Is Alto Scandinavian? Or speaks Scandinavian or something? I'm not familiar with the languages and countries of all of the fine people in this community. Reinforcement is doing a lot as well. Yes, absolutely. So, Tatanka has slightly superior squirrel numbers here. I think he's trying to get some farm kills. Okay, a lot of yellow squirrels are sitting still. A lot of red squirrels are looking for spots. This is going pretty Tosh-favored. Although, Tatanka did buy that mill, so the mill is tanking a little bit. I think that's evening it up. That mill tanked a lot. For the cost of one squirrel, I think it got him a lot of squirrel value. Tosh getting the reinforcements, though, so he's still a bit ahead. Oh yeah, Western Front indeed. Infantry units and muddy terrain, especially if we were using Tosh's skins, the squirrel textures that are different. Kind of grittier in some ways. Yeah, that one was a little rough. I think Tosh, the mill tanking actually made a pretty big difference there on that one. Oh, you don't think you should have won that fight? Oh, I see. Well, I'd say reinforcements then. Your reinforcements came up, and Tatanka, your squirrels also found tiles before his, because half of his army was over here shooting at pigs. Yeah, squirrel, wire, owl, and skunks, I would say, would be the true World War II. Ooh! Oh, I didn't notice. Guys, I'm so sorry. I wasn't looking. Tatanka got over here, killed this base, and then bought it himself. Meanwhile, Tosh is coming in with a far superior number of squirrels. It's 11 more squirrels, make it 10 more squirrels. Coming in for a backstep. Tatanka is also currently starving. Tosh did kill this critical mill here, and he's coming in to kill Warrens. Tatanka's in trouble. Tank's gonna have to go reset his starve counter by buying a farm over here. I don't know. Tosh is gonna win this one, guys, and Tatanka taps out. Wow. That was so weird. So, I think this means Tatanka moves on to the next boss without a victory, am I right? Nicely done, Tosh. That was actually a pretty good game for being only squirrels. I did not expect it to be that, I don't know, good. Yeah, some of the concepts in Tooth and Tail, like Defender's Advantage and units having to find tiles and mill tanking or, concave, a lot of those, like, kind of micro concepts were put on display there. Because that's all you had. There was no unit composition difference. I'd say there was no unit splitting, except for Tatanka's one brilliant move. I still love that. I kind of wish Tatanka had won just because of that one brilliant move, but no offense, Tosh. Yeah, that also could be a classic example of boundaries giving more options. Like artistic inspiration can often come from giving yourself restrictive rules. So because that game, there was no like unit composition differences or mind games, it let both sides focus on other things like the mind games of ninja bases or unit positioning or stuff like that. Yeah, no, it was definitely a great move. Tosh was pretty far behind Tatanka for a lot of that, but there was one key fight, the second big invasion from Tatanka, did not go well, and it actually turned the tides pretty well. Alright guys, I definitely have plenty of time here, so I'm going to go on to stage 6. Now let me review the rules here for stage 6. This is against Meek, and the rules are, this is the final boss, not counting the Melvin extra stage, right? The final boss must be beaten twice, cannot be skipped, so if you have 4 lives, which nobody does, thanks to Tosh, but if you have even 3 lives, Meek could technically take all of them from you, so you have to beat him twice. Players cannot keep the same unit 2 games in a row. Oh, that's interesting. So, because you have to beat him twice, you have to beat him twice with 2 entirely distinct decks. Let me read the chat here for a second. One note solo. Yeah, good point, Alto. Yeah, in music, if you're trying to do an improv solo or something, and all you get is one note, it really focuses you to think on things like rhythm. Like a lot of percussion players, if you give a percussion player just a snare drum and tell him to come up with an interesting solo, as long as he knows his rudiments, right? It's only one pitch. You have to use articulation, volume, rhythm to create the interest. Yeah, good games, Tosh. Nice to go out on a victory like that. So, alright, Meek, as I was saying, final boss must be beaten twice, cannot be skipped. So we're going to have to see 2 victories in a row here for anybody to get to Melvin. Cannot keep the same unit 2 games in a row. That's going to be a big, that's confusing. And for Meek, he'll know what his opponents cannot have. We also have any tier 3 except for badgers and artillery is banned. So owls, wolves, foxes, and boars are banned, which kind of has some really big implications. So badgers can be a thing, but otherwise we're going to have to see tier 2 units really be a big part of the game here. And badgers are not that, a badger timing is... Okay, let me say this with the face on. So badger timings are super sharp, and you can win a game off of badger timing, but the badger unit itself is not that game-changing. It's not like an army composition goes from can't handle mass squirrel to torching it with a boar, or owls are like, once the owls get out, the game is completely different. Foxes are insane. Badgers are just strong, but they're not that crazy. Again, the timings of that amount of power popping out at once, but I feel like style-wise, they don't change the game that much. Ooh, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. I could be wrong, but that's my take on it. And so I feel like we're going to see a lot of Tier 2 Deathball type stuff with or without Badgers. Yeah, Tosh, I think of all of the boss stages that have a potential to be their own tourney, I think yours is a good one. Alrighty, that's enough rambling. Let's get into Araloo against Meek. Araloo, the king of Tier 2, right? Araloo has 2 lives, score 120. I think Araloo likes to run red, but I'm not sure. And I know Meek also likes to run red, so... Meek has 2 lives here, technically. Gotta beat him twice. And we'll see what happens. Whoops. Oh, gosh. Okay, stage 6, Araloo. This is the final boss, folks. Melvin is a bonus. So... Ooh, Araloo got the red. Meek is forced to play green. So, neither side is rolling random decks. Neither side is forced to do mirror. So this is actually pretty standard of a game, minus the restriction on tier 3s. This is going to be a lot closer to your standard 1v1 stuff, right? Again, you know your opponent can't be doing a boar timing or owl play or something like that. So deck building is a little bit different, but the playstyle once you're in is not that bad. So Meek here is running a ferret poke deck. He's got ferrets, he's got snakes, he's got a turret balloon, he's got lizards. Skunk is an interesting choice, but it makes a lot of sense, right? Skunks are good. Araloo is running kind of his staple deck, the Squirrel Toad Tier 2, but he has mines instead of skunks. And you know why I think Araloo is doing this? Oh, indeed. Meek is a very fitting final boss for sure. The king of the weirdness. No, I think the reason Araloo is not using skunks here, since you can't do the same units 2 games in a row, Araloo is saving the skunks for his next deck. So if he can win with this, the tier 2 Deathball doesn't need skunks. But something else like lizard or some other kind of play absolutely does. So Araloo playing really smart already, getting the mines. Unfortunately for Meek there, the pigs were in range to shoot his proxy turrets. That might just be a, you know, if the mill had been 1 hex further away from Araloo's base, that might have gone better. But because Araloo put down a mine here to keep Meek from putting a turret on that square right there, and then these turrets here were just shot by the pigs. So unlucky for Meek. He either couldn't read the distance quite right, or he went for it anyway and didn't work out. So yeah, exactly. The proxy MG didn't quite fit. Okay, and that's shut down. And Araloo gets a solid lead here. He's got mines out on the map. He's got snakes. He's got more tier 1. He's got a ninja bot over here already. Meek's not dead yet, but he definitely took a bit of a hit there. That's playing pretty defensively. Getting 2 turrets and a balloon in front of your own main base is pretty defensive. Okay, I think he knows what's up here, though. He's going to get hit by a mine. 1 lizard goes down. But he's going to be able to clean this up if he wants. I think he saw that there's no farms on it, so he's not as worried. Nice mine placement there. Both these guys are absolute top-tier premier players. And this is pretty normal stuff, so it's interesting to see. Both of these guys know exactly what kind of the slight differences to their play are gonna have to be. Kind of like Araloo going with mines instead of skunks. Really, really smart choice. And it's working out for Araloo too. He doesn't need skunks against Meek's deck. Meek doesn't have squirrels, right? And skunks are kind of like the anti-squirrel unit. Meanwhile, toads and mines can easily deal with the lizards of Meek. Meek doesn't really have any options besides lizards, you know? And since if Araloo just keeps his good clean head on his shoulders with the mines and the toads and everything, Meek is going to be stuck not really getting any value. Yeah, those bushes there. Is that the ones you're talking about? Those really defensive bushes. Okay, this minefield. Oh, Araloo is brilliant. Boom. He just cleared 6 lizards. I bet Meek is pretty frustrated right now. There's a tier 2 barn going down. There's snakes dying. All of Meek's expensive units just died. All of Meek's cheap units just got eaten by that minefield. That was brutal. Guys, Araloo is smart. Meek might have won the TnT championship, but that does not mean Araloo can't handle him. Depending on the situation, right? Is he gonna do it again? Okay, I was gonna say. Honestly, that quadruple mine stack there might be a huge reason for why Araloo is so far ahead right now. Army, eco, because Meek was able to do nothing with that stab. Oh, man. Man, Araloo just playing brilliantly. He read that counterattack perfectly. He had the vision he needed, and he just shut it down. Meek has 2 snakes and a lizard, and a turret. Meek, Melvin are, I believe, were the top 2. I think it was Tiki and... Oh, forgive me. Who was the other top 4? Tiki and Gent? Alright. So Araloo has won a game here. But let's remember, neither player can keep the same unit 2 games in a row. So Araloo can't do his tier 2 thing anymore. The only tier 2 he has available to him are ferrets and skunks, so pretty smart for him to not use skunks that first time round. But let's see. Alright, sure enough. Meek, he saved the Falcon Cam for this game. Wait a second. Yeah. He saved the Falcon Cam, he saved the Squirrel Toad. He's got the Badger Pigeon. Araloo also running the Badger Pigeon. He's got lizards, he's got skunks. Basically, the decks are already chosen for these guys, for the most part, by what they didn't have last time. Actually, hold up. Araloo had Falcons last game. He has Falcons again, right, guys? I'm gonna pause again. Is it okay because he never actually pulled the Falcons out? Can I get clarification here? I'm pretty sure Araloo had Falcons last game. I don't think it was called out, so I think we're fine, but maybe it's because the Falcons never actually got used. I guess I assumed the rules meant you couldn't have the same unit in your deck, even if you never used it, but this might be okay only because the Falcons never got used last game. So, you know, as far as Meek knows, there weren't Falcons. But I don't know. The small print. Gent, are you still in here? Well, regardless, we've got pretty much different decks here on both sides. Both sides going with the Badger combo this time. Yeah, hard to say. You know what? I kind of like it better as if the unit was not used, it's fair game again. I kind of like that better actually because it's another layer of complication. But I don't know. What do you guys think if you actually had to decide between the 2 different versions of the rules? Tiki, Gent, Meek, Melvin, Araloo. Yeah, I'd agree with that list. I'd agree with that. Gent and Araloo were definitely top 5 for me for a while. Meek has gotten super good. Tiki's been good. And I'm new enough that I'm less familiar with some of the older folks like Melvin, but he got second place, so, and he's playing really, really strong. So he's also our bonus boss. Yeah, Erlu used to be like he would crush all the time. He's still very good though, despite his mole play and his tier 2 play being countered pretty hard. This patch he's still doing super well. Alright, Meat going with Squirrel Toad. Erla trying to get Skunks up. Yes, Calero, I'm very new to this game. I played it, I was aware of it since 2018 or so, but I never played it for myself until the tail end of 2020. So, Alto, yeah, good question. I will play the trumpet on stream if I can find a mic setup that is not problematic. If I tried to play I've got the trumpet next to me. If I tried to play it right now, it would either kill your guys' ears or blow out the mic and sound really bad. So, yeah, good question. I would very much like to play my trumpet on stream. That's my, I got a 2 degrees in that. I'm, the tooth end of 2020. I like it. Wouldn't that be the beginning, though? Like we're in the tooth end of 2021 right now? Yeah. No, guys, let me know in my Discord or here if you want to see more, if you want to see me try to get some trumpet onto the stream. It'd be fun. I would have to work on the mic situation for sure. Yeah, if I could do a cover of this KSR theme, I'd be all about that. Think I could get Trumpet back into Tooth and Tail to play me while I'm playing the trumpet? I'd have to use the keyboard, or the... Yeah, I feel like I'd kind of have to use the keyboard, but I don't know. If I could rebind left and right click and use a keyboard, then I could do it with one hand. Hey, trumpet players unite. Attaboy. Doesn't matter if you're good or bad at it. Was it trumpet, Tosh, or was it cornet? Out of curiosity, because I know some... I want to say that some English schools use cornet, but I don't know, correct me. Oh, just bind the button to the trumpet valves. Oh, wow, that would be interesting. And have, like, control for whether or not you're blowing into the trumpet is whether or not you're attacking or something. So it's kind of like creating music. Sounds pretty aleatoric. Okay, Meek. Meek is getting a badger. Where's the badger? Okay, not even close. Both sides are going for mass badger. What the heck? Why are both sides going for multiple badgers? Erlu... I guess Erlu only has 1 badger and Meek has 6 falcons, so... Interesting. I haven't been, like, analyzing super heavily this game so far. I would say Mass Falcon is better than Mass Badger, only because if you lose a Falcon or 3, it's not the end of the world time-wise, tempo-wise. But if you lose a Badger, you have to wait so long to get one back again that I think it's more volatile. But also ratios, obviously. Oh, yeah. I mean, guitar here, like, guitars have a lot of input possibilities. Trumpet has 3 buttons, a couple of slides, 2 slides that you can move while playing, 3 buttons, or 4, depending on the trumpet, and a mouthpiece. It's not very many options. I want to say that Falcons are better than Badgers in certain ratios, but I don't know what those ratios are. So Meek has both. Meek has both, and Erlu has a lot of extra skunks. I guess Meek has Mass Squirrel, so Erlu is making a good call there. I kind of want to see Erlu get Falcons though. Like, maybe he knows. Maybe Erlu knows he messed up and shouldn't have gotten Falcons or something according to the rules, so he's agreeing to not use them. That's possible. What do you guys think of that? Alright, here we go. Let's see it. Let's not miss this. Got Toads to Meek's Toads to clear up Airlo's lizards. He's got to be careful. Toads didn't do that much. We've got a lot of badger play coming in here. We've got a lot of squirrels from Meek that are just taking all of the pigeon. Oh, look at that. Meek survives with a single badger. Wow. Was that fight determined by Meek having more pigeons? Is that the only difference there? Obviously not. But what if that was like the key difference was 12 pigeons are better than 9 pigeons? Also, let's just note though that skunks don't do anything if there's enough pigeons to your opponent. Like that badger of Meek's, being consistently healed by pigeons meant the skunk gas wasn't doing hardly anything. So I think Erlu might have made a mistake on that many skunks. Ooh. Badger with pigeons beats badger. Wow. There was too much going on there for me to actually announce all of it. Sorry, folks. I wonder if Erlu didn't ever build the Falcons because he knew he messed up and picked them to begin with. Like, I'd be curious. Since he had Falcons in his first game, did he just decide not to build them? Yeah, wow. That was really well played by Meek there. So the answer to which is better, Falcons or Badgers, the answer is yes, both. Yes, I had seen that, Gent. Okay, that answers my question then. So he realized that he shouldn't have gotten Falcons the second time, so he just didn't use them. Interestingly enough, he didn't use them the first game either. But okay, thank you. I'm glad that there was discussion about that. Thank you for clarifying there, gentlemen. So let me go back over chat here for a second because I missed a couple of things. Tatanka said, why not just walk into the Russian tundra and do tooth and tail for real like in the old days? Yeah. Lucifer, you said, since when do you move the slides while playing? So some of the notes on the trumpet, it's not a trombone. Some of the notes on the trumpet are a little bit out of tune. Some of the finger combinations are a little out of tune, so you adjust the slides as you're playing to make slight tuning adjustments. It doesn't sound like a trombone when you go from one note to another. It's just fine-tuning the intonation there. I'll show you guys on stream sometime if you like. But alrighty, game 3. Where are we at here? Arlo, game 3. Let me clarify. The final boss must be beaten twice, but that does not mean he must be beaten twice in a row. So, Erlu could very well go back to the deck he used the first time and beat Meek again if that's what he wants to do, and that would count. So, both sides have one more life, basically. Yeah, Kalora was trying to flex by playing the 5-unit deck. It almost worked. I think it almost worked, but Meek played really well there. Let's go. Game 3. This is basically a fancy best of 3. So it's about as normal as the 21 Duels is going to get. What? Speaking of not normal, why is Erlu in the middle of the map? I mean, I know this is all dead space back here, but these guys are really close to each other. Okay, so Erlu did indeed go back to his original deck. He's using the Falcons again for real this time. It's his standard deck, just with mines instead of skunks. And it's a good call for him again because Meek used squirrels and toads last game, so he has to go back to lizards, basically. And the mines are good against lizard players, I think. So, so Erlu has a good position here. Having said that, these bases are very close together, so Meek could potentially get some damage done with the lizards or the ferret balloon turret poking stuff. I could see Meek trying to grab this mill and choke this up with his buildings and putting a lot of pressure on Erlu. We do have a back door here through this little area and up this way and around. And we have a kind of a little back door over here, so this is an interesting map for sure. It's small. I'll be interested to see if this campfire or this mill really get used. Specifically this campfire. Because as it is, I think Meek has a pretty big map advantage here. What do you mean, what is Meek doing? 8 farm double, right? He got there a really weird way, but he's back to normal. Lizards are good flankers, and this map has 3 different paths, so, or depending on whether you call this a separate path. Somewhere between 2 and 4 paths on this map, depending on how you count. Oh, I see, guys. I missed it. Okay, so Erlu was... Meek wanted to put down some MGs, and Erlu was putting down mines to block those spots. Interesting. Erlu's playing really well. Okay, so Meek has spotted that mine. Although it's pretty difficult to clear mines with lizards. It's possible, I've heard, but it's very, very difficult. He could just tank it and then back up with like a skunk or something to heal. But, I don't know, at least he knows it's there, right? Oh, okay, well, never mind, that wasn't that hard. He just clicked and it worked. Alright. Ooh. Ooh. I think he only lost 1 or 2 lizards there, so not the end of the world, because the hit points can be healed up. But Erlu is just being super annoying with his mines. Good player. If I were Erlu, I'd be tempted to put a mine over here somewhere. Just, you know. Maybe I put too many mines down. I guess he's got vision. Where are we at? Erlu does have vision of this kind of corner over here because of the high ground mine positioning. And he's putting one there for vision there, so that's really nice. So Meek can't do any lizard run-bys without being scouted. Lizard harass without being scouted. Trumpets again. Got Erlu over there clearing one of the campfires with a cam. I don't know, I feel like it'd almost be better to keep the campfire there just for lizard protection, but, you know, if he wants to buy it for himself. Yeah, there's a couple positions here where Meek could grab this mill and then kind of use the ferrets to push to shoot over the forest. Is that what you're saying, Karlaru? I think we lost a lizard there for 2 mines, so that's fine for Meek. I think Meek is just being very careful to grab this mill. He doesn't need it for farms yet. Oh, nice! Oh, Erlu, look at that, guys. That was really smart. Erlu put the mines there, had his cams in the front, and then when Meek tried to kill the mines, Erlu's cams killed Meek's lizards. Nice. And now Erlu picked off a snake as well. Erlu's playing really well, guys. Really well. Okay, so Meek is now feeling safe enough. He's going to sell that one? Yeah. Feeling safe enough to try to move forward here. Erlu, on the other hand, has a pretty scary army. Squirrel, Toad, Snake, Falcon. It's pretty explosive. He's got cams around here somewhere too. Yeah, that's a pretty good, well-balanced army for Erlu there. Meek doesn't quite have the right defense for it. Once those turrets go up, he can kind of hold, but man, that's tough. That balloon really needs to go up. And Erlu's going to stop that balloon from going up. He's targeting it down. That's a lot of damage. Okay, so Erlu backs out with some falcons and some snakes alive. Meek just lost his position, so that's good for Erlu, right? Yeah, just poking down these turrets. Erlu knows that Meek is depending on his turrets to get control of this choke. And Meek is trying so hard to get these turrets down. He just... Erlu has gotten a lead, and he's denying everything. This is rough. Meek has the eco lead at the moment, too. He's got an extra 2 farms. He's just taking fights so inefficiently, trying to get those buildings up, that Erlu's gonna win anyway. Falcons are scary, man. These Falcons are chewing through everything. And there goes Meek's eco lead, and he taps out. Alright. So Erlu has beat the final boss. It was close, but he did it. And so Meek gets to go on to, I don't know, get bonus points for fighting Melvin as many times as he wants, right? Is that kind of the idea? Alright. It falls to Kalaru, who has, how many lives? Kalaru has 3 lives. Okay, that's quite a few. 3 lives all the way at the final boss. So absolutely well played to get this far. Let's see how we can do. Kalaru. 3 lives. Whoops, wrong way. And Meek will has to be killed twice here. Let's get into it. Alright. Meek in the green again, and Kalaru in the red. So Kalaru is going with Squirrel, Pigeon, Falcon Cam, Badger, so obviously the pigeons are for the Badger there, and Artie. I like the Falcon Cam composition. Squirrels are good. So Kalaru is saving the lizards and the toads for next game. He's saving a lot of the snakes and skunks for next game. A lot of the other buildings. So we might see some ferret play out of Kalaru game 2. But anyway, Meek going the Erlu deck, quote unquote. He's got Squirrel, Toad, and all of the tier 2 minus ferret. This is risky because next game Meek's not going to have any tier 2 besides ferrets. I kind of like what Erlu did better, where he dropped the skunks, but considering Kalaru does have squirrels, it's a good thing Meek has skunks. I read you like a book. Alright, well, I'm excited to see it. I mean, if you're saving lizards and ferrets and snakes and buildings, I don't know. Alright, well, I mean, this game, if Meek can do his tier 2 timing push, he'll be good. If Kalaru gets a nice Badger or an Artie up, then he's got a good lead here. I'm interested to see what the next decks are going to be, but here we are, Meek trying to take this forward mill. Interesting, taking a forward mill is not usually as much of a thing with this kind of a deck, because Meek doesn't have any buildings or anything, or anything like that, but having said that, if this game goes kind of mid or late, Meek wants to absolutely be able to secure these 2 additional bases, so if Meek can have these 2 bases for free and deny that one from Kalaru, then we have a 4 base versus 4 base, and it's not as Kalaru favored. Because otherwise, this map is actually pretty Kalaru favored. Okay, Meek saw Kalaru was going with a lot of squirrels. So Meek's going to get down also a lot of squirrels and a couple toads to kind of change the tides of battle. Kalaru only has 1 or 2 extra squirrels over Meek at the moment. Okay, quite a few at the moment, but Meek has a mill to tank. Kalaru trying to focus down this pig here, which should actually allow Meek to hold a little bit better. Yeah, okay, so Meek is going to be able to hold just fine here. He did lose the pig, but you could also say that he sacrificed the pig to win. He can't overextend, though. You've got to be really careful here. Technically has the squirrel lead, but as the reinforcements trickle in for Kalaru, I don't know. Got to be careful not to overextend in this game, right? Alright, Meek playing really well here. Meek is ahead on Army and is pulling ahead on Econ, so overall, Kalaru did not do quite enough damage there. And that's a full health mill. Plenty of Squirrel Toad. Kalaru trying to get some skunks, trying to get an expansion of his own, so he's basically accepting that he's behind a little bit, I think. Oh, interesting. Go for the Artie. Alright. That's a good spot for it, though. It's a little harder to shut down. With the choke there and everything, I like it. Okay, so Kalaro just scouted the tier 2. Skunks are a very good call against Mass Squirrel, and Snakes are a good call against just about anything else, so... Squirrel, Toad, Skunk, Snake is so frickin' solid. There are quite a few players... oh, CCRD, okay. I was gonna say, there are quite a few players that rely heavily on Squirrel, Toad, Skunk, Snake as a base army. And I am one of them. Okay, so Kalaro has the Arty up. Meek scouted it, and Meek's response was to sell off a lot of his tier 1 and get greedy. Buy a crap load of farms, another expansion, because Kalaro can't attack with it Arty, right? So, textbook response to the strong static D. Hypothetical here, guys. What if Arties actually did friendly fire? How absolutely brutal would that be? I don't think anybody would ever use them. Man, Meek is going so greedy. So greedy. Wow. He's just trying to pull far ahead here. And in a minute he will, because these farms are done producing. They're producing now. Kalaro is selling his Arty. Since Meek didn't attack in, it makes sense, I guess. He went through a lot of effort to get it up, but now Meek's just far ahead, right? It's about to be 16 farms for Meek versus 8 for Kalaro, and he doesn't have the Arty anymore, so he's just funneling all of that money into Falcon Cam. Meanwhile, Meek saw that, and he's getting some squirrels back. He's got his own diversity. These placements here for these Warrens are a little risky. If Meek loses those Warrens, that could be a good thing for Kalaro. But I think basically for Kalaro we have one chance right now. Army value, Kalaro has an opening he needs to pounce. Before Meek's gigantic economy, it's already kicking in. He's gonna have units here. Kalaro gotta go kill him, right? He's been a little bit passive here. And that might cost him the game. Okay, he's going for it. I think it might already be too late, though. Meek already has some Falcon Cam, a second Cam popping out, a third Falcon about to pop out. Look at that army graph. It's starting to even up again. It's possible, because Meek's army is not all together yet. Okay, Toad's not doing enough for Meek. We are losing those Warrens that I mentioned. But now Kalaro's Falcons don't have support, except for Pigeons, which isn't really enough. Okay, that Falcon is somehow still alive. Falcon Pigeon is pretty good. And what did Meek lose? A couple of pigs, a couple of Warrens. Again, those forward Warrens were pretty risky. But I don't think that's enough, because look at the farm count here. Meek still has... Oh my goodness, I did not catch this. Meek is so greedy. Meek is relying on his defender's advantage here. The Skunks are roasting any reinforcing squirrels. And Meek is greeding up, farming up at the perfect times. He's so far ahead. Look at that. This does not look like a normal income graph. So the tier 2 counts as far as Warrens go are even. Both sides have 3 tier 2 Warrens. Meeks are just a little bit more diversified. Meek has a little bit more squirrel, some more toads. Kalaro has some pigeons, but it's not really the best pigeon army here, but that's alright, it's what he's got. Meek is being so bold. Look at this. Look at this. He's just buying farms right in Kalaro's face. And going for the Falcon Ball. Yes, Falcon Ball. I'm curious how far this Arty from Kalaro is going to shoot. It might do some damage here. And, you know, if Meek gets too greedy and all these farms farm out and Kalaro is still alive, that'll be a thing. But meanwhile, they're just funneling into, what, 12 Falcons now? Meek coming in right at the moment the Artie is about to finish. The Artie finishes and gets killed. Wow. Brutal. Calero played well, but Meek he just knows when to take gigantic risks, and it's brutal. Nicely done, Meek. All right. Now, game 2. Stage 6, game 2. The decks will be, by necessity, completely different. Meek in the green in the top, and Calero in the bottom left. Calero running Lizard Toad. You know, Lizard Toad isn't so bad if you're going against pure Lizard, right? yeah, he was trolling / flexing hard at the end there. He just got super greedy at the right moment, defended at the right moment, and then just had more. Yeah, it was crazy. But okay, so I like the Lizard Toad versus Lizards. That's about the only, like, that's about the most obvious time when Lizard Toad is amazing, is against Lizards, because, I don't know, right? Calero going with the Ferret Mine approach as well. Interesting. Interesting response to the 4-farm double, getting the mines up. Selling them, okay. This is the weirdest response. We've got moles coming out here, and you know what? I don't mind a single mole. It's not doing anything yet. Oh, because Calero is out. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, Calero. If the mole had actually been in there to help that pig fight off those lizards, it would have helped. As it is, Calero lost a farm anyway, and he's putting money into moles that are not going to get value back. Yeah, I'm worried. I'm a little worried. Anyway, I was going to say Ferret Mine for Calero. The Skunk, questionable choice considering Meek already used squirrels. Skunks really are not that good against anything but squirrels. And sometimes owl mice. Ooh. Gonna pick off some warrens and get away with his life. I guess that warren wasn't worth that much money anyway. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. I mean, again, the mole warren wasn't going to give you much money by being sold back anyway. This way you get to keep your moles, so that was about the least value Meek could have gotten out of that. And he's going to eat a mine. And yeah, that was actually, that was good for Calero, right? So he lost 1 mine and 1 mole. Meanwhile, Meek lost 6 lizards or something, so yeah, that helps to even things back up for sure. Meek, on the other hand, as far as decks go, he's got the Ferret Turret Balloon idea, and then Badger Pigeon, so Meek's got some power, for sure. I'm curious to see which side, if either pulls out ferrets, or if both, because ferret versus ferret can be actually pretty interesting. At the moment, Calero has much more variety in his tier 1. He's got a lot of diversity in his tier 1 comps, so early game, Calero will be fine. Depending on how Meek uses his turrets. But, I mean, lizards and toads can handle turrets just fine, right? Water is good. Okay, Meek's coming, but Calero knows it. Because of the mines. There's another mine killing a lizard. Yeah, if I'm a lizard player, I hate dealing with mines, because not only does my opponent know where I am all of a sudden, but they start to do damage. It's one reason why I want to play with mines more, because of I don't know, they have a lot of different utility. Okay, Meek is actually going to potentially get in here. But Calero is already in Meek's base, so is Meek going to go for the base trade? Looks like it. We got a base trade here, folks. I think Meek is going to win this base trade because Calero has to kill a second base. All right. Yeah, a split would have worked well at that point, but 5-second mines? You mean taking 5 seconds to scout a mine? That would be brutal, brutal, brutal. I mean, mines already take a long time to scout. I don't think they really need that buff. Yeah, a couple of things for color. Either a safety mill or some kind of army split. Just because if you're going against lizards and you only have one base, you know, you don't want to do base trade. Oh, 5-second build time. Yeah, that would make it. What are they now? 10? That's pretty quick. That would actually make them pretty powerful. Yeah, that's huge. Because that's their biggest weakness right now, is being picked off while they're built. I think that's why people don't build a lot of them. You just want to build them at key points for scouting and little bits of value. But if you can build them quicker, ugh. Alright, game 3. So Calero can go back to the deck he started with here. Or close. Yeah, Squirrel, and then a bunch of tier 2 except for Skunks, but the Badger Pigeon. I think Calero has gotten his Skunks swapped. Like, he's got the Skunks when Meek has Lizards, but not when Meek has Skunks, or not when Meek has Squirrels. Not the end of the world, but it seems a little bit unfortunate that he went with that. Because now they're just kind of swapping back and forth between comps. Oh, Gent is calling that Calero will fall again. Heartbroken. Well, I mean, as far as the odds go, Calero only has one more life, and Meek hasn't been beaten yet. And Meek does have a very meta deck right now. I think Calero's got a pretty fine chance here. It's the game 4. If Calero wins this one, it's game 4. I'm worried again. Alright, so Calero going with cams right away. Correct response from Meek would be snakes. Or the textbook response anyway would be snakes. If you see your enemy going tier 2, it's fair to go snakes. Meek is also expanded. So as long as Meek gets a Squirrel or a Toad Warren here in a second, he should be pretty safe to any kind of attack from Calero. Yeah, this stage is less specific. It's mostly meta, just minus the meta tier 3, right? It's got some weirdness to it. Oh. I think that cam is gonna die. There it is. Yeah, okay, so losing a cam for a pig, technically even, 60 food for each. I think pigs should be valued when you count the value for killing them. Should be valued at slightly more than 60 food. As far as tempo goes, because that pig is not farming now. And I was gonna say, but there's also the tempo loss of the cams, but Calero is going into Mass Squirrel, he sold off the cams anyway, so that tempo loss was more of just a switch. Calero will have an edge here. If he goes Mass Squirrel against Squirrel Snake, Meek's gonna have to watch out. You may have to actually sell off some of the... You can't have that many more farms than your opponent, right? Like, you don't need that many extra. If Calero just goes for it, he can win. Like, there's no way that 5 squirrels and 2 snakes can hold up 18, 19 squirrels. I believe in Calero here. This is a good attack. Kill the snake. And now he has twice as many squirrels. Defender's advantage is a thing. Losing the commander there is really unfortunate. Okay, so he kills 2 pigs and 2 snakes. So that's value, but I don't know if it's quite enough value. Dang. Yeah, I think it's over. I think if Kalaru had kept his commander alive there, it would have had a different result. But because he killed off Meek's army, and then there was no commander to like pick which thing he wanted to finish off there. So now toads are getting in here. Meek has enough squirrels, and as the numbers drop, snakes become very powerful, even though they're wasting their shots. Yeah, actually, the snakes did almost nothing. All right. I'm sorry, Kalaru. A valiant effort there. Meek barely held. And there we go. I think Kalaru's out of lives. Alrighty, we've got a couple of players left here. We've got Lilith with... Lilith has 3 lives, I think. Tatanka has 2, according to the website. Yes. Let me take stock of the score. It looks like at the moment, Erelu has the most points. Night Slayer did get up to Melvin, has 155. Erelu has 165 and 2 lives with which to take down Melvin. So the closest runner-up is actually Lilith right now at 130 points. Yeah, okay, just checking some of the standings? No. Stages. Yeah, there we go. Okay, sorry about that. Clicked on the wrong thing. Alrighty, Lilith it is, the newcomer. Not really sure who this person is. She has, again, 3 lives. Yeah, Kalaru has to have Meek just finish everyone off. Kalaru had 125. I don't know how many points he has now. But, alright. Lilith against Meek. Meek got his red color back. Oh, skip? Oh, okay. Okay, hold up. Sorry. Yes, please skip. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Technical issues. We've got Tatanka. Like I was saying, Tatanka. 2 lives, 100 points. Classic best of 3, right? If each side has 2 lives, it's like a best of 3. Alright, sorry about that, gent. I missed a chat here. Skip Lilith. Yeah, the final score affects the final. So let me read to you guys real quick the kind of whole year format for 21 Duels. So 21 Duels has 4 different seasons. The first 3 are open seasons. Spring, summer, fall are open to anyone who has tooth and tail. All skill levels, whatever. Those are the boss rushes, just like this. So spring and summer will be very similar in that they're both 1v1s, just like this. This is the spring. Summer will be very similar. The fall season will be just 2v2, so I assume something like the bosses are actually pairs of people. And you go up with a teammate, so that'll be really interesting in the fall. And then the winter finals is just for the people who got the highest scores in each of the previous seasons. So whoever, I don't know how many of each, it doesn't say, but the top scorers in spring, and the top scorers in summer, and the top scorers in fall will play in the winter, which is just the, it's not open to anybody, it's just those. So yes, your score affects whether or not you get into the winter games. Clear? And that's just, I'm just reading straight off the website here. If you go into the website and click on the format overview, there's more details there about, you know, the open seasons, boss rush, and stuff. Like if there's anything I misrepresented, that's where all the details will be. So yeah, anyway. Last games for tonight, Tatanka versus Meek. Classic matchup indeed. These guys are the victors in the first Tooth and Tail 2021 championships. I'm excited for the 2v2 boss rush, honestly. The fall one, but the summer one will be absolutely fun as well. Alright, Meek versus Tatanka. Going in. This is basically a best of 3, but again with the weird deck switching rules. So Meek going with a... oh, these guys got the colors switched. Meek took his red. Nicely done to Tanka there. A first little victory taking Hopper. So Meek in the top here, he's got the standard Araloo deck, as it's been called. The tier 2 minus Ferret, Squirrel Toad. Again, I kind of like the way Araloo ran it, though, subbing out the skunks for mines. But, you know, Tatanka does have squirrels, so the Meek skunks are good. Tatanka is running Squirrel Toad, Falcon, Cam, Badger, Pigeon. So Tatanka's like core army of Squirrel, Toad, Skunk, Snake is being split between this game and the next. So, also very interesting. I think Tatanka's deck should do just fine. It doesn't need snakes for anything necessarily. If Tatanka had snakes, he could beat Meek's cams better, but Tatanka has cams of his own, so... Yeah, I like Tatanka's deck here. Makes sense. Whereas Meek will be pretty restricted in his next... Meek will be restricted in game 2, whereas Tatanka will have more options. As far as meta play. Standard play so far here. As an introduction to these players, Meek is the champion of the Premier. Tatanka is champion of the Intermediate. However, Tatanka has absolutely beaten Meek in games before, like in the Pokebot Cup and stuff. So these guys, you know, classic matchup, like Tatanka was saying here. I could see this going either way. Alright, Tatanka has a really nice expansion up here going up to the high ground as a forward expansion. Meek had a bit of a tough decision. Do you want to expand forward this way or go for the kind of sideways approach? I kind of like how Meek did it, since neither side has lizards. Made sense. I don't know, I kind of feel like Tatanka has an early game advantage. Maybe later on Meek has the advantage, but for now... I like Tatanka's spot. Oh, okay, you did mean Tatanka. Yep. Slight advantage. All right, we've got a Badger timing here. Meek has not seen it. And Meek didn't luck into getting snakes yet either, so this might do pretty well. Yes, Tatanka is Hopper indeed. Both these players like to main Hopper, I think. Okay, Toads didn't do a whole lot. They kind of cleared each other up. Better for Meek, slightly. This will be big. If Meek actually clears this mill, that's big. Okay, the mill goes down. Big win for Meek there, actually. Big win. So Tatanka basically has to depend on this one Badger push. Badger just barely got paid for. Tatanka's just going to stick with the one base hero push here. He's got a cam to go with it. I'll have another cam in a second here, maybe. Maybe? Yep, okay, second cam. I don't know. Meek just massing up squirrels. He knows that a counterattack must be coming. I like that Meek isn't getting too greedy with the farms. He's just getting a lot of units. He is getting snakes. That's a key piece of defending against Badgers, is getting snake tags. He knows, yeah, he knows something's up. Absolutely. Meek knows that something is up, and he knows if there's a tier 3, it has to be a Badger because of the rules. And here it comes. Only one snake is out so far. That can actually be big for Tatanka. The snakes are not ready yet. Badger getting revved up. Toads are cleared out of the way. Cams are gone. No snake tags on the Badger yet. Snake goes down. We've got one snake tag. Uh-oh. The Pigeon's being cleared out is kind of a big deal. The Badger's running for its life. I'm worried for Tatanka here. It's getting back to Pigeon cover. but Meek's snakes reinforcing. I don't know. Can Tatanka do it? I'd be interested to see what a defensive Badger would do here. Like, if Tatanka just defended and farmed up again. Okay, going forward with the cam first, trying to soak up the toad hits. Nicely done. Meek keeping his snakes alive is very, very important. Oh man, Meek is just not losing anything here. Tatanka is trying to keep his Badger alive, but he ends up just losing the rest of his army. Meanwhile, Meek has got all 4 snakes. This is looking really bad for Tatanka. Yeah, the Badger is good, but it needs to be better than that. Meek is playing very, very well. He's not losing anything. All right, this is an opening though. This is an opening. Tatanka could just close the gap here. Snake's coming in for the flank. Badger gonna kill up some farms though, as long as he targets. What is he doing? Kill the mill! Kill the mill! Okay, kill the mill. Wow, the snakes were out of position. That flank kind of worked. It just took forever to get there, so Meek is gonna have to just counter push here, and he's got enough stuff for it. He's got 4 snakes. Insane. I don't think it was enough. I think Tatanka did the best he could, but both sides are starving. All right, Tatanka taps out. I was gonna say I think the only way Tatanka would win now is if Meek somehow didn't get a farm down in time. Nice. Oh wait. All right, Tatanka is on his last life, and I will be right back. So cliffhanger. Give me about a minute. I think it's just you and me, Mocha, right now. I think you're the only sub in here. We got 6 seconds left on the ad break. Alrighty, folks. I am back. Thank you for holding on. I just drank a little bit too much water, and you know what happens. Yeah, it was just me and Mocha here, because I know that the subs don't watch the ads. I didn't actually have a be right back screen for him. I hope you'll forgive me, Mocha. Alrighty, folks. So, can Tatanka take down Meek? I think he's got it. I think he can do it. But that snake play from Meek was really, really good. And here we go. Game 2. Meek in the yellow in the bottom here. Interesting farm choice there. And Tatanka in the top, in the red. Now look at these builds. Meek is going for cheese. Cheese. This is like the pile style, but with ferrets instead of barbed wire. So he dropped the barbed wire as far as which building is least useful, I suppose, and he's going with ferrets. So he's got the, he's got a 4 from double possibility. He's totally faking it out though. So Tatanka has to 4 from double in response. Man, Meek with the mind games. Just brutal. Absolutely brutal. Alright. Whoopsie. Very, very back and forth. And Meek is going into the 5 farm double. We're seeing a lot of selling stuff here. And Tatanka is going to call his bluff this time. gonna call his bluff. I'm a little worried. I think Tatanka needs to get down a second Lizard Warren as quick as he can. Get it down. Not... Oh, okay, turret. I don't mind that, actually. I was gonna say, don't put the Warren there. Yeah, you know what? Considering Tatanka has turrets, that's not a bad decision. Not a bad decision at all. And it's gonna be hard for Meek to kind of go around because of the map. He's trying though. This is a good spot to do it. Nice. All right, this is where it gets scary. And a pig goes down for 3 lizards. Actually, 3 lizards died on both sides, and a pig goes down. So that's value for Meek. Tatanka does have an extra farm down, though, so... I think that's a slight value for Meek, but Tatanka's holding on just fine as well. The minute he sells that... Once he gets all 6 lizards, he can sell that turret. Oh, man. I'm worried. This is scary. Okay, so he sold the turret, and he's buying more lizards. So he's stuck with 6 against 7 right now. And did he force the sell or did he get the kill? I don't know. Did Tatanka get the sell on that? I kind of think he did. I kind of think Tatanka actually got to sell that, because otherwise there's no way he'd be able to afford to buy it back and have the 4th Lizard Warren. So I think Tatanka's doing okay. Yeah, he sold. Okay, that's what I thought. I'm on edge. I'm on edge. Come on. Come on, Tatanka. You can do it. I'm rooting for you right now. Okay, Lizard Clash. That was equal numbers of lizards, and I think the red ones got the first volley off, so I think that makes the difference. Nice. He's not going to overextend. Meek is putting down a turret, though. Meek has got a pretty limiting deck right now, whereas Tatanka actually has, like, lizards and... he has snakes and skunks and stuff. Like, the snakes may be a big difference for Tatanka. Shutting down that forward mill. And he's scouting back this way. Okay, Tatanka is doing good. Tatanka is... I think he's slightly ahead in tempo or something. He's doing good. He has 1 extra lizard. Uh-oh. Red lizard's having a hard time finding tiles. The turret sells. Okay. Yeah, Tatanka comes out ahead on that fight. He's got to be careful not to overextend. He just kills 1 more free lizard, backs it up. And that's a good spot for a turret. Meek wanted that spot, but now Tatanka gets it because he has enough lizards that Meek can't shut it down. With that high ground, if Tatanka keeps the lizard advantage... He doesn't even need to push in. He can just get ferrets, right? Get ferrets, Tatanka. There we go. So Meek should have the first ferret by a couple of seconds here. That's right. Yeah. Micro, you don't want to be doing a whole lot of crazy micro stuff for lizards, because they just need to be able to stand and shoot to get their DPS. Tatanka's watching what Meek is doing here. He sees the balloon. He's got to suspect ferrets. There's no way he doesn't suspect ferrets here. There's also a balloon. Meek's ferret may be able to pop in time to shut down Tatanka's balloon, but we'll have to see. Here it goes. Here it goes. I don't think Tatanka can sell that turret. Nope, he's going to just let it... Okay. The balloon goes up, and Tatanka has his own ferret now. Alright. That's like a game of seconds right there. Tatanka wants to get a farm up on this. Meek is going to do his best to shut it down with ferrets. Alright, sell it. Yeah, just force to sell. Meanwhile, Tatanka's ferret is getting some value as well. Gotta keep it moving. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a really good game. What are you guys thinking of the 21 Duels stuff so far? This is the 9th episode, and I think we may only have 10 episodes. Uh-oh, Tatanka's in danger of losing a ferret there. Gotta keep him moving. Yeah, grab a free lizard if you can, right? Now, Tatanka has a lot of lizards. That's the problem. Tatanka could probably go in and kill Meek at this point. since there are no turrets left. Oops. Sorry, hand slipped. There are no turrets left for Meek. Tatanka is slightly ahead on farms. Just, yeah, the timing of the following and everything. Alright, let's see. Balloon goes down. Tatanka has much more lizards. We're gonna go to game 3, guys. He's going for the Warrens. Alright, nicely done, Tatanka. That was crazy. I gotta send Lupus the highlight of that one. That's a ferret versus ferret, if I've ever seen one. Game 3. No man's land indeed. No kidding. Alright. Game 3. Will Meek shut down yet another challenger? Or will Tatanka join the ranks of Erlu and... Sorry. Night Slayer. Night Slayer and Erlu are the ones that have gotten past so far. Will Tatanka join them? Or join the list of fallen champions? Final boss, final game. Yep. Absolutely. Pressure's on for Tatanka, and you know what? I'll give Meek a slight advantage because of that pressure. Meek has nothing to lose here. I mean, he probably wants to win, but, like, he's not out. He's a boss. Tatanka, on the other hand, this is his last game, so pressure's on. Counter battery is a good way of putting it. Let's look at the decks here. So, Meek running a very, very solid Tier 2 Deathball. Tatanka going with the deck from earlier with the Badger. I don't know if it's going to work, though. I don't know if the Badger just has enough utility to handle, especially if Meek knows it's coming. Badger is better as a surprise, right? So I feel like mental game-wise, Meek just has an edge. He's got the deck. He knows what he's going up against. Tatanka is either forced to try to pull a sneaky on him or just do the Tier 2 thing with fewer options. You know. Like, can he just go Falcon Cam against Meek's more diverse army comp? We've got a mirror game so far. Meek is getting his farms up just ever so slightly ahead. Yep. Tiny seconds, like split seconds in Meek's favor here so far. Okay, that's good to hear, Tatanka. So, not really the type to get super pressured. Okay, Tatanka pulling ahead in the eco game here. Meanwhile, Meek's saving up for teching up. He's trying to get the snake skunk out. Good call. Tatanka did not see the second Tier 1. I feel like that would have been good information to catch. You know, he kind of turned around the instant he saw the one, but he should have seen the second one. I don't know if cams are gonna... I mean, cams will help him shut down skunks, but... Okay, that's big. He kills a pig. And a squirrel to boot. Alright, both sides teching up. Tatanka's gonna go into his Falcon Cam. Now, Falcon Cam's gonna have a weakness here for a little while. Meek skunks and snakes are gonna do really good. And Tatanka not so much, so I'm a little worried. He is ahead on eco, though, so if Meek doesn't put on the pressure, Tatanka should be able to have a pretty healthy later game comp here. Yeah, skunk with Badger instead of cams makes sense for sure. Although I like the Falcon Cam is such a good combo that I see why Tatanka went with it. All right, here we go. Meek's putting on pressure. He's got a forward warren to reinforce with some toads. Putting on a lot of pressure here. Cam getting right up in there, doing a lot of damage. Meek microing back. That's how you beat cams with snakes, is you micro back. Tatanka trying to pick off one more expensive unit. Gonna not overextend, though. Good call. So I think that's slightly Meek flavored, but flavored. No, it's Tatanka favored. Okay. Ooh, we got a spammer. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Tatanka did well there. Yep. It would have been even better if he'd picked off one more tier 2, but it was good. Okay, gotta be really careful not to overextend here. You really want the critical mass of Falcons and Cams. Killing a pig is good. Tatanka's doing so well here, guys. Alright, a Falcon goes down immediately, and the attack commences. Tatanka might be slightly overstaying his welcome here. Alright, Tatanka's commander does go down. It's so even, though. He did kill a couple of pigs. And Meek slightly won out as far as the resulting army, but Tatanka has the economy, so I think Tatanka's doing fine. I'm worried about the tech switch into Badger here. I'd honestly rather just see Falcon Ball. More Falcons, more Cams. We'll see if he can make it work. We'll see if he can make it work. Trying to deny the scouting. Nope, Meek's gonna get right in there. Yeah, no, I'm worried here. I think the Badger was a risky call. If you're ahead, just keep going with the Falcon Cam. He is getting more Falcons, though. Badgers and Falcons combined are powerful. We have observed that. But I want a Badger. Yeah, Meek just going so greedy. And that's, I don't know, I feel like if Meek wins, it's going to be because of that. Tatanka's going to go for a later timing here, and he might have a pretty scary push, but Meek has a huge economy already. Okay, pushing into this choke. Scary, it's risky. It's risky. Tatanka has so much money in that Badger. Okay, decent Toad connections. Actually, pretty good Toad connections. Tatanka's gonna lose his commander again, but he's getting his army in the right position to... Oh wait, no, his commander didn't die. Never mind. Wrong health bar. Okay, he didn't do enough. Killed 2 pigs, tried to kill some snakes. The Badger pops now. And I think Tatanka's gonna go try to push again? That would make sense, right? Yeah, Tatanka's got a slightly bigger army. I don't know. I think he overcommitted just a little bit. He did some good damage, and I think he overcommitted a tiny bit here. But we'll have to see. That commander's gonna die. He can't have the commander die. If Tatanka's commander goes down, it's game over. Badger hasn't been tagged yet. Get in there, do some damage. Badger's gonna die. Yeah, see, the Badger didn't do enough. I think more Falcons would have done it. Tatanka's in trouble. That choke was interesting. Meek's microing very well here. Of course, Meek is not actually that far ahead economically. He's one unit ahead. No, don't do it, Tatanka. Don't do it. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. Falcon Cam is good, but Falcons by themselves are not. No. Tatanka's commander is going to go down. How did he not go down again? That's insane. And at the low numbers, the snake is getting a lot of value here. Oh, Meek is just microing too well. Meek is just microing too well. Now, the mill did go down, so Tatanka's actually ahead, so I think he just needs to hold here. He's got to hold. He's got to hold. This is scary. Those snakes have done so much damage. I wish we had a kill count on individual units, like in StarCraft and other games. Okay, so Tatanka's units are either split or flanking, depending on, I don't know. Oh, Meek, the hero snake. Whew, the hero snake. What is this game? Snakes have a lot of utility, guys, especially in low numbers. I don't think so. Meek is starving, though. Meek is currently starving and supply blocked out of his mind. Don't give up to Tatanka, please. Oh, man. I feel like he didn't need to do the Badger, but he made it work. He's not dead. He's about to starve himself, though. Is he just gonna go for it? Is he gonna go for it? Snakes do shine in scrappy games. There are 2 snakes here, too. Get in there. Bust them in. Look at that. Look at that. The trio. And I guess there's a squirrel there, too. But Falcon, Cam, Snake. One of each. And a squirrel. Tatanka, he's making slightly bad decisions here. And the minute Meek sees that there's a mill there, Meek's got this. There's no way Tatanka can win right now. He has 3 squirrels and a cam. And a cam can't beat a snake, right? Meek has 2 snakes, a falcon and a cam, and he's about to have another falcon. Tatanka has 3 squirrels and 2 cams. 2 snakes are gonna just shred anything, because a snake tag kills a squirrel. Snakes can handle cams. Meek's cam is gonna get more value because it's supported by falcons and snakes. I don't know. I don't know. If these cams do something sneaky, I suppose. Oh no, Meek knows what's up. He knows what's up. And in a moment here, Meek's gonna have 2 cams as well. Yeah, no, Meek's too smart. Yeah, that's right. Meek can split better than Tatanka. You know, Meek could just defend with Falcon Snake. Or sorry, Cam Snake, and send the falcons in. 2 falcons can beat 3 squirrels. That or Meek could try to falcon or Cam flank himself. I guess Tatanka has 3 mills and Meek only has 2, so Meek really doesn't want to have a base trade at the moment. Trying to scout and see what's up. Yeah, we gotta remember, guys, neither side actually knows exactly what the other side has. But this is scary. Meek has 6 expensive units up against Tatanka is 2 expensive and 3 cheap. And he's going for another farm. Is he baiting? Guys, is Tatanka gonna win this off of a baited base trade? Don't commit to it, Meek. You're gonna lose. I mean, I guess how fast can 2 cams kill some bases? The squirrels are here, guys. Tatanka's gonna do it. Tatanka's gonna do it. The squirrels are here. No, Meek. Oh my god. Oh no. Wow. Wow. Tatanka had 3 bases and Meek only had 2. Whoo. Whew. Tatanka with a single life and a game I feel like the numbers said he should have lost that. There's no way. Look at that army value graph. Look at this. Okay, so basically down to 1 farm, give or take. Meek had double the army. And we all know how scary those snakes were. That whole game. Ooh, boy.